welcome and a very good evening to all. Okay, before that, many thanks to everyone who are here today, in which I don't see who are in front of me, who are the audience, but it's okay. So many thanks to everyone who are willing to join this first ever virtual seminar held by the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. Okay, it is a very proactive approach from our faculty to help this, to supplement the students with the skills and knowledge needed, okay, for future endeavor. So before we start, my name is Puteri Batrisyia, and I'm a second year medical student, okay, and I'm the organizer committee under MESA. Okay, so I will introduce our panelists for today. So first, I will introduce Dr. Geeta. Okay, so Dr. Geeta is from the Department of Food and Dietetics. Okay, she will tell us about the tips and tricks to prepare for the CV. Okay, because students, we always have difficulties in preparing the most appealing CV. Okay, and our next panelist is Dr. Manraj Singh from the Department of Biomedical Science Department, and he will tell us about the tips for interviews, for job interviews. Okay, so without wasting any more time, I shall invite Dr. Geeta to tell us more about how to prepare the best CV. Okay, all right. I introduce Dr. Geeta. Yay.
Okay, thank you, Puteri. You can hear me loud and clear? Yes?
Doctor.
Okay, all right. So thank you, Puteri, for your very nice introduction. I'm from the Department of Nutrition and Dietetics. I was assigned to give this talk about, prepare yourself for interview. This will be taking over some topics, important topics, even before the job interview, what you're supposed to do, and so on. So I'm going to talk about basically about job search and how to prepare a very good CV. Okay, so job search. I don't know. The audiences here are the final year students. Are they final year health sciences students? Yeah. Okay. So this is a very, very exciting, thrilling time of their life. Once you're going to finish your grad school, you're going to go into the next phase of the life, where it's probably lifelong kind of process to be working. So but we need to know, how do we do this? What is job search, and when are we supposed to do this, and how can we do this? A simple tips from me, and also from my Google search. Yeah. To help everybody to understand about this process. So what is this? What is this job search is all about? Okay, so applying for jobs is about really selling yourself to a potential employer. Okay, so I put the apostrophe, is actually selling yourself. How do you market yourself? What is your strength? What is your weaknesses? We don't really talk about strength all the time, but we also want to know, from the employer point of view, we also want to know what are the weaknesses, which you can nicely elaborate this in the CV, or even during your interview. Be honest, be yourself. That's the most important. But at the same time, you should be able to know how to sell yourself. We are all unique. We are very different. So there must be something in you that is probably more beneficial to the employer, to the company that you're interested to apply. Yeah. So it should be, why should they pick you over the other hundreds, thousands of other applicants? Yeah. So what is that in you that you should be selling? Should ask yourself now onwards. Having said that, I know this is a very, very daunting process. It's never easy for some people. So try not to let fail application, even, if you don't hear anything from your potential employer, from any of the employers, don't lose the confidence, okay? Try not to failed applications knock your confidence too much. Keep on the same spirit and move on with other job applications. And also, there is no harm trying the same company over and over again. That shows that you are very perseverant kind of person. Okay, and it should be remember this. We learn about this survival of the fittest in our secondary school. So this is also how it should be now. It's very difficult now. We know because of this COVID pandemic, the implication is everywhere, and this is very much related to job searching process at the moment. A lot of companies are not hiring anymore, or they are rather freezing anymore hiring. So you should really try on and over until you get the job that you want, or at least the job that can pay your bills at the moment. Yeah. Those are willing to mutate in approaches, and take rejection letter like water off a duck's back are likely to succeed. So please don't stick to one approach. Try to be creative. Put on more variation in your approaches when you are approaching the potential companies or the employers. Yeah. So when to do this? Like, now we know that it's a very, very difficult time for everybody. Have been hearing like lots of news. We even see that in our mass media, in newspapers every day. Like, because of the COVID, there's a lot of job losses, and also if you read newspaper, and if you know the media, like now a lot of people, even those people who've been working in Singapore, now they lost their jobs, and they are trying to get a job in Malaysia. And so when is the right time to apply? Now that with this problem situation that we are facing, it's a global problem. It's not us, it's a global problem. So it's the same scenario that we see everywhere in this world at the moment. Yeah. So don't be like disheartened with this kind of situation. We have to really be creative and move on with what can we do given that we have this problem. Maybe when we all survive this rather difficult phase, you can really proud of yourself. I actually survived this period that's been really difficult, and I got a job. That's really good thing. So yes, never give up. Yeah, there must be something there. So that's the thing that we should be really trying our best. So there's a lot of the other news that I really want to show here. Fresh graduates can't afford to wait for the perfect job. Please don't be so choosy. I know it's very important to get the job that you were dreaming for, to get the job that really suitable to your degree, but you should be also at the same time be open to other jobs. Yeah. And this is important at this pace of time. Now, so when to actually...
Sorry, Dr. Geeta, can you put it on slideshow?
Sorry?
Can you put it on slideshow, Dr. Geeta? Can you put it on slideshow, please?
Is this not slideshow?
No.
Okay, let me just try. Now?
Yes, perfect. Thanks.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. So, so when to start applying for a job? Ideally, this is 1 to 3 months before you like to begin your employment. So that means 1 to 3 months before you're actually ending your university life. That because some job search may take longer. Yeah, some job search probably a bit more easier because of the linkages or networks that you already have. So it's actually ranges between 1 to 3 months before you like to begin your employment. Don't start too early because you then might get the job early, but you are not finished with your studies. So don't do that. Try to weigh your time before you actually finish and to get on into employment. Some people probably want to have a break, 1-2 months, that's fine, but don't take too long, because when you take too long, then there'll be a space in your CV which you need to explain to your potential employer. Some people will be asking, oh, so you've been like not looking for a job for 1 year, what happened? What really happened during that time? You have to really explain that. So yeah, not too long, not too short, 1 to 3 months should be all right. Job search now may take longer than the graduates of the years past because of the problem that we have at the moment. So it's important that you stay mentally and emotionally strong all this time and temper your expectations. You have to really bring down your expectations sometimes because of this problem that we have. Well, tough times make tough people, yeah? So keep on trying and don't lose your confidence and don't give up, hope. Okay, so how? There are quite a number of job search engines actually that you can try. These are the examples. Some of it are probably not even in Malaysia, like Craigslist is probably not here. Jora is not here probably, but you know, Glassdoor is here, JobStreet, Indeed, Monster, Mau Kerja, this WOBBB. And the other thing is LinkedIn that you can use. These are the search engines that you can use. Some of these are free. Some of it you have to pay a little bit money, a premium to get into the, so that they can find you the right job. So up to you if you want to invest a little, and you can go on and get the paid ones. But if you don't believe in that, you can always go to the free ones. There's no hard and fast rule for this. Yeah. For those who are looking for government jobs, this is the portal where you can go and explore. This is where SPS Renjaya Perkhidmatan Awam Malaysia. You can go to this section where you can actually go and get more information about the types of jobs they're looking for. Yeah, you need to register and first, and then wait for your call. So this is where you have to really go and explore. You can daftar and then wait. Yeah. So tempo laku pendaftaran calon ada 1 tahun. So after that, I guess you have to go and update back. Yeah. And you can buat permohonan up to 15 jawatan at one time. Yeah. For PDRM, for those who want to explore into these job opportunities, you have to use different portal. Yeah. Having said that, you got to really be careful with scammers. There's a lot of funny people outside there. Please don't believe every single thing that you see on the net. Yeah. So please beware with scammer. This is the website where you can go and check further about scammers. Yeah. When you find anything very vague, for example, vague job requirements and job description in the listing, you know, have double question them. Yeah. Don't straight away and go and agree they're probably a scammer. If the search result don't really add up, and sometimes you get some kind of unprofessional emails, or even some job, if they are too good to be true, please question yourself and question the job ad that you see as well. And if you are asked to provide some confidential information, your addresses, if even they ask you bank account number, or you know, those kind of funny things, please do not ever reveal this. Beware with scammers all the time. Now I'm going on with CV. Okay, what are the do and what are the don'ts? Okay, now we know what, when, and how to do this. CVs is another part of this process, which is really important. For me, this is one of the most important things. Yeah, even you being called for interview, we will see the employers normally will actually see your CVs. Okay, now that I say they actually see, there are hundreds and thousands of CVs for certain one job opening. So how do you make sure your CV pops up out of thousands of the hundreds CVs they receive is really very important. How to make sure these pops out also, there are tips for this. Yeah, see, one across the search that I have done, yeah, in the Google in the internet just now or yesterday, I saw that there is a consistent message across all the links that I've been checking on. Number one, keep your CV concise. Yeah, keep it simple. Yeah, read your education and skill. Include your any of your work experiences or any of your university experiences, including industry training, your thesis write up, and so on. Show or any other activities that can show the leadership, and use a proper resume format. These are the things that very much consistent wherever you see. So please give more attention to this kind of information on your CV. Yeah, don't include too much of irrelevant information. Please don't include the list of the courses you have taken in university. I know there's like so many dull number of, it's rather dull because I really don't want to know what you have been like taking in university. No, cut it short. Yeah, not too much of irrelevant information. You are applying for a job with a degree that is self-explanatory, so I don't really need to know what you've taken. Yeah, unless it is asked, then you probably wanted to can show it off. But no, if it's not being requested, please update your contact details all the time. Don't add too many colors. Don't add too many images. Yeah, and please don't make your CV longer than 2 pages. Yeah, when I say there's a job with thousands, hundreds of job application, sometimes your recruiter don't have time to go through number of pages of your CV. So please keep it simple. Okay, 1 to 2 pages will do, but not longer than that. All right. So this is example. I took this from a website called Zeti. You can go and just Google Zeti, job recruiting examples and so on. You will get like lots of information from there. So these are the example of good. This is the one with this sign. The right sign is a good ones that we are most of recruiter or employer look for. This is too wordy, not in a format, not in order, and so on. So it's not really recommended now. So choose clear fonts. Arial, Times New Roman. Those are the clear fonts that you can use. Don't use the cursive one, or don't use one too bolded fonts because it's rather difficult to read. Because that will be really that can really turn the employer off with your CV. They will just buang your CV and go on with the rest. So please make sure you have clear fonts, right size. 12 is okay. Be consistent with your CV layout. Have a proper margin. The headings let it be consistent. Yeah. And number 3, don't cram your CV with gimmicky graphics. Don't put any pictures. Please don't put any images. Let it be simple. Let it be just simple words and so on. No pictures, no cartoon, any animation on your CV. Yeah. Get photos of your CV. Okay, so this is a little bit more trickier. Most of times, photo is not required on the CV. Yeah, you don't really have to include photo unless this is required. Yeah, some job openings probably need your CV. For example, if modeling or acting job, they probably want to see how you look before they actually call you for interview. But most of the jobs, yeah, they don't really request your CV, but your photo. Make your CV brief and relevant. Yeah. Now let's dive in. What you can actually put in on your CV. First, you should have your name, your professional title. Professional, when I say title, let's be professional. Please don't put any funny title. Contact details. Yeah, this includes your phone number, your email address. Address is tricky. So because it's going to many people, please don't put your full address. Yeah. And also nowadays we encourage graduates to also include the LinkedIn profile handle. Yeah. If you have social media handles like Nisa and so on, you can also put it there. But make sure before you put those details, make sure your social media is clean. Yeah. When I say it's clean, it has to be, professional in some ways. Yeah. Because some people will try, some employers, some recruiters, they will go and search about you. And if they find you to be, a little funny in some senses, the chances is probably not there. So please make sure your social media accounts are, clean in such a way. Second, okay, so number one, let your name be the title of the CV. Don't put curriculum vitae or CV or resume as a title. I mean, it is a resume, it is a CV. You don't have to really emphasize that anymore. Put your name as the title, yeah? Now, number two, short personal. When I say short, don't go more than 100 words, yeah? Be very brief. Short personal profile or objective or your statement, yeah? This actually tells, in a very short, in a summary, tells who are you, what you can offer to the company, and what are the career goals. So if you're applying to more than 10 companies, your profile or objective or statement or has to be relevant to the company. Please don't have one profile objective to many companies, because that probably not so relevant to the companies that you are applying for. So you have to be more creative in that way. One size don't fit all here, yeah. So you have to be really creative in that sense. Now, so when I say short personal profile, these are the things. I'll give you some example. Okay, this is a nurse looking for a job. This is rather wrong, where you put a profile such like this, yeah. Newly licensed nurse looking for a challenging nursing role in a medical facility where I can put my skills to the test. It's really not telling anything much what you can offer to the company, yeah. Instead, you can write this way, okay. Dependable, licensed, registered nurse trained to work in high environments and stay calm under pressure, seeking to leverage meticulous record-keeping and analytical skills to help San Francisco hospital with your upcoming challenges. So this is rather very good, because you are telling what you can offer to that employer. Yeah. So as I mentioned just now, make sure you tell in your profile what you can offer to the company, yeah, and what are the goals that you are intending to reach within this company. Now, okay. Hold on, something is not really well here. Okay, let me just do this. Now, number 3, list your relevant work experience and key achievements. Yeah, focus on the measurable, relevant achievement, not just your duties. Normally employers or the recruiters don't want to know what are your duties like in your past company or past experience. Yeah, instead put the measurable. If you can put the dollar and signs there, is even better. Like how much you help the company to to gain profit or something, because numbers normally pops up more than just the writings. Of course, there has to be relevant achievement. Use action verbs. Yeah. For example, created or analyzed or implemented. Don't just list down the duties, like for example, responsible for creating or analysis or implementation. It's rather talking about your duties, but it's not really what are the things you probably necessarily have done. Yeah, and tailor it to the job that you're looking for. Yeah. Now I have to go back. Okay. So this is one of the example. If you can just focus here in the box here, the key achievement, one of the key achievement that I find it very interesting, like, you know, when you have numbers, you know, it pops up better. So led a project team in designing and implementing a comprehensive social media relation strategy for a new line of lifestyle products. And this person grew a Facebook fan base from 0 to 12,000 in 4 months, gained 35,000 Instagram followers in 3 months. See, it sounds great for me. It looks like, oh, this person is so good, because, you know, from 0, there's like people fan base in Facebook for 12,000 in 4 months time. That's really good in my personal view. Yeah. So put in the numbers, the measurable ones. Don't just put your duties. It's rather dull. I really don't want to know what are the duties like. Because when you mention the title, the job title of your previous work, it tells me that, you know, yeah, the job may be this way, but I really don't want to know what are the details. Yeah, unless you put this kind of key achievement, like, right, it's turning. Now, then you build your CV education section. Don't mention high school. Tadika mana, sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, high school, unless that is the highest degree of education you had. Yeah. In this case, it's not the case, because you all are in UPM. So just mention your University Putra Malaysia as your highest education level. Don't mention your the others, yeah, unless it's requested, of course. You can then list down your graduation year. If you're still studying, enter your expected graduation date. Yeah, your degree like and the institution, and if the degree comes with honors, please put merit or so on. Yeah, please put that. But what if just graduated? In this case, this is a scenario like, yeah, like all of you're going to graduate and are looking for your first full-blown job. So in that case, place your education section above your work experience. Yeah. So don't put your work first. Put your education first. Yeah. Now, what you have to do here is that you have to really sell yourself by telling the recruiter or the employer about your academic experience here. Yeah. Put your dissertation title, you know, what you have done during when you did your final project, your internship, your industry training, you know, tell more about what you have done during the industry training, not too long, not too short, but, you know, the key experience. Relevant coursework sometimes may help, yeah, not the whole list. Your best achievements, and also what are the extracurricular academic activities you probably have done that's probably relevant to the company that you're applying for. Yeah. Additional sections, yeah. So these are the section that, you know, we expect you all, the graduates, please do not lie. If you do not know anything, you know, don't lie. Don't tell that, oh, I am trilingual, I speak French, I speak Malay, I speak English. If you really don't know how to speak French, please don't put that, yeah? If you know, yeah, that will be really an added advantage, but if you don't, please don't write such things, yeah? Do not lie, that's the key. This is where you can put the industry awards, if you have received any awards, any professional certifications, yeah, if you have it. If you have any publications, affiliations, or if you have attended any conferences probably relevant to that company, and also any additional training you probably have, you can also put that in the additional section. But the bottom line is, please do not lie. If you do not know, yeah? If you tak ada, please don't lie, be yourself. Organize, then you go on and organize these, the information that I mentioned just now on a professional CV template. There's hundreds, yeah. There's hundreds of ready-made fill-in blank CV templates available online. You can really go and check this. Yeah, some of it are very creative, some creatively done. So it's probably something that you can go and check on. Okay, now once you have done with your CV, complement your CV with a good cover letter. Yeah, tell them why you're looking for a job, why this company, yeah, in one page a letter, yeah, and how you can fit to the company and so on. Okay, so these are the sample CV that I mentioned just now, the hundreds of sample CV ready online, ready, you can find it online. Just need to put those, some of the information, you know, and then you'll get it, this kind of CV, which is very nice. So if you notice there's pictures here, it's really not needed unless it's really requested. Okay, so you can start with your personal details, your name, address, phone number. Don't forget email, because these days people communicate over emails. So email is important. At the same time, make sure your email sounds professional as well. Please don't have like, you know, Pinky Girl 1980, no, at Gmail, no, that doesn't sound professional for me, yeah? Or if you have K-pop girl 1992, you know, this don't, yeah? This is not professional. Your name is good, yeah? If you have, like for example myself, Geeta Appannah@gmail.com, just okay, professional, yeah? Please don't have funny emails. If you're writing to your employer, don't use your secondary school email. Create one email that sounds professional, yeah? Your name most of the time is good enough. And you can then go and sell about yourself, like about languages. This is additional, yeah? The additional section that I mentioned just now. Go and tell about the languages you probably know, the skills, the extra additional skills that you probably know. Your personality, like what kind of personality are you, you know? Are you a team player? Are you a very good communicator, and so on, which is something that you can sell about yourself, yeah? It must be, you have to really think very hard by now. What is in me that I can sell off? And you can go on with your profiling, the profile, yeah, the statement, education, experience. Again, there's a skills here. This is this is software skills. These are skills. I would rather say that the soft skills, the additional certification, and yeah, please tell the hobbies as well. Yeah, there's no it's nothing wrong by saying that. Yeah, what are your hobbies? What do you do during your free times? And there's nothing wrong. If you have space, please, you can include as well. So I guess that's all from me. Thank you very much. If you have questions, we can take questions. So Puteri, how are we going to do this? Are we going to do this question Q&A later?
Yeah, the Q&A will be at the end of this session. So, okay, thank you, Dr. Geeta. Okay, I really like the fact that the people that interviewed you like stalk you on social media. I think that is something that we need to take note on. So I will start to make my social media more cleaner. Okay, after this.
Yeah. Clean up your social media.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Geeta. Okay, so I would like to invite Dr. Raj to give more tips and tricks for job interviews, with things like we always feel scared to go through. Okay, so yeah, please, Dr. Raj.
Hi, good evening all. Well, I guess Dr. Geeta has already informed you how to create an excellent CV, right, which is so short, sweet, relevant, and concise. So now, what are you going to do with your CV? But please bear in mind that when you create your CV, right, you doesn't have one CV fits all. You have to design the CV that is relevant to the job you're applying. You can have the scaffolding of those CV, but then you tweak and highlight what is required in the job description. So now you have a CV. What do you do next? Basically, what you usually do is either you email or respond to the requests of the potential employers through email or even through career service. When you do an email, what we usually look for is how do you write the email, right? That's what Dr. Geeta says, that we want to come an email address coming from a source which is very ideal, like your name at gmail.com. Instead of, imagine if I'm getting an email saying sexyhotbiz@gmail.com. That doesn't sound professional, isn't it? So therefore, have a professional email address, right? It's very important. And when you are going to put in the text, please highlight why are you sending the email, what kind of job, and highlight one or two skills that you think is relevant to the job. And then you say, please refer to my CV. Do not do this. Is like usually what we usually get is, good evening, doctor. This is my CV for the job application. Thank you very much. It's not professional. Tell them why you're interested in, and you look forward to receiving any feedback or response from them. Okay, so this is what we call ethics in email, having a proper email address, having a proper text and description, and thereafter, it's fine. Once you have submitted, there is always a deadline. And once you have done the deadline, just give them a while. They will tell you that you'll get a response when. If they do not, then there's no harm in following up. So you can just email them and say, thank you very much. Is there any updates regarding this job application? So you can follow up, but also do it in a professional way. Okay, so now you have already submitted your CV, right? Using a good email address, a good email text, and then follow up if you need to, or else now you already got the job and you secured the interview, right? You're going for the job interview. So now, what do you have to do to prepare for the job interview is very important, especially these days that during the COVID-19 pandemic, most of the interviews are online, or they call it digital or remote interview. And also, if you have to, there might be some which are doing physical interview. Whatever form of interview, there are tips that you can use so that you'll be successful in your interview. All right, so I think I'd like to share with you 7 tips, okay? General tips that you have so that you can be successful in your interview. One is, the first thing you have to do is your proper attire. Pick out what you're going to wear for your job interview. Be it whether it's physical interview or even online, formal business attire, it's the most important, right? It sends the right message that you are serious and you want this job, and it sets the tone. And even if you're doing from home, right, wear formal as well, business attire, because it sets your mind and really focus you that, yeah, you are doing something important, something very vital, so that it's for you to increase your success in getting the job. So attire is very important. It also sends a very good impression to the interviewer, okay? Second thing is, please, you know that usually when you start, you'll be like, hello, hi. Practice greeting with your interviewer, okay? So you just say, hi, good morning, right? I am Raj and I'm attending for this meeting. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. So practice greeting with your interviewer, because it sets a tone. And always do it if you can, if they need. But now COVID-19, you can't do any social distancing. Is very important. If it's at normal times, you can give her a firm handshake. The most important, a friendly smile. It sets a tone, right? And also, it will ease everyone and really prepares you. So it gives you a very good impression. Bear in mind that impression is very important. An individual will always judge a next individual within the first 10 seconds. So you have to set the right impression within the first 10 seconds. Okay? So once you have done that in your practice, it's also very important that you know your resume inside out. You have to study your resume, because this is where the interviewer will use the information to ask any relevant questions. So you, as an interviewee, you have to know everything that you write in your CV, right? That's why Dr. Geeta said you have to be concise, you have to be relevant, and you do not lie. So you have to ask, and of course, you have to highlight all the skills that you have. The next one, skill number 4 would be, is practice your answers to the common interview questions. They have some common interview questions like, tell me about yourself. Why do you think you're the best for this company? What is your weaknesses? You can prepare this kind of questions. What do you do is, usually when they ask you this, you do not become professional. You always give an answer which are relevant to the job description. Right? So when you say introduce yourself, you say, hi, I'm this. You don't go, I have how many brothers, how many sisters, I'm staying where. No, right? You talk about your job experiences, where you have and what skills you have acquired. So that's what they want to hear, right? All these, you have to come and you have to practice. Always think about the job description and address all these questions according to the job description and what is required by the future employer, right? And also when you talk about this, even though you have already practiced your answers, don't come it as something, don't come across as you are memorizing the answers. Come, make it fluid, make it organic, make it approachable. So it's like sort of you're impressing them with your thinking, like, when you stay across and then you just memorizing the script. You may not realize, but the interviewers will realize that you are memorizing, okay? And your thought process are not coming out as naturally as needed, all right? Step number 5 would be also very important, I would say. When you are applying for a job, you have to research the company and the job position you're applying for, right? Go into their website, check. So generally, right, for a successful interview, people have done research. They have researched the company, the job position within the company, and all relevant information within the company. They take about 10 hours of study for them to be successful in the interview. What do you look out for is basically, you look at the broad picture first. What is the mission and what is the statement of that company? What is it championing? What it wants? What are their strategic planning? You have that in mind. You cater your answers according to that mission, right? And then from that company mission, then you find about what is required from the job. The job description is very important. So your CV should complement the mission and the vision of the company plus the job description. That will sort of like tell the employers, you see, we are a match made in heaven. That's why it's very important to do research on the company, right? Also, sometimes it's very important to find out what are the types of interviews, because there are many types of interviews. That's not normal. Usually it's an individual interview. Some could be in a group depending on the job that is required, and some could be even they are assessing your behavior interview, right? So if you're not sure of what kind of interview, there's no harm in contacting the HR and asking what kind of interview, so that you know what are their expectations, and also they know what you are going to give them, right? It's a very good thing. And the most important step number 7 would be, if you are going for interview, punctuality is very important. By hook or crook, you have to be there at least 15 minutes before your interview time. So make sure if you are going physical, you print out your direction, you know where you're heading to, and cater if you have any delays, okay? And if you're doing an online meeting, make sure that your computer is working, your internet is stable, your microphone is good, your video is clear, and it's very important, you won't even realize, wherever you are sitting for your interview, make it professional. I don't want to see, imagine how I'm sitting here, you can see my elephant, right? So it's very neutral, very pleasant. I don't want to see a mess behind, because it reflects you, right? So it's very important that even you look after your background of your online interview, okay? And always be on time. These are usually what the 7 steps that you take for success. But being me, I have my own 7 steps, additional steps to ensure that the job that you apply for, you'll be the best candidate. For me, gestures and etiquettes are very important. So if you look at the first one, this is my steps. I call it the RAS steps to success. Attitude is very important. You want to come across as a person who is confident, who knows what it is. So it's very important. I don't want you to come across as overconfident, right? That's not good. And underconfidence, where you have no confidence, you are very reserved. We do not want the attitude. We want confidence, right? Just at the right amount. The second thing is, I talk about positivity in negativity. What I mean is, even if they ask or you have any negative experience, example, why did you leave your previous one? You know naturally that there was something you did not part on a good terms, but you do not tell them. You put a positive spin on anything negative. You do not talk anything about negative, because if you talk negative about your previous employer, they will know that oh, if he can talk bad about his previous employer, what is it that he's not going to talk about us, right? So it's very important, whatever negativity or anything that you have, twist it and make it into a positive note. Okay, right? So this is very important. And also now my third step for success is body language and smile. Body language is very important. Smiles melts heart. So make sure body language is good. Not like this. This doesn't show that you are professional, right? Not even this, right? Do not cross leg. It's always nice to have your arms on your lap, right? So that is a professional. And do not slouch. Be up, look nice, look forward. So you present a positive vibe. This is body language. Body language plays a lot of important role. Remember I told you 10-second impression, body language is very important. Therefore, body language should be just up, perfect, nice, and with confidence, okay? So these are the steps. And then also the next step that I want to share with you is when the interviewer will come and ask you, do you have any questions? Do not say no. Majority will say no, we do not have question, thank you very much. I always say definitely ask question, because when you ask question, you come across as someone who is interested in the job. So when I ask you to ask question, do not ask silly question, ask intelligent question. Where do you get the intelligent question from? From the place where you do the research about the company and also the research on your job description. So ask something relevant to the job and never ask about salary. There's a big no-no. I know it's important, but at the first impression, you do not ask salary because it comes across as you being materialistic. Ask something that's relevant and something that's intelligent regarding the job that you have. So therefore, always ask questions. And now during this time or even online interview or even physical interview, now in this 21st century interview, it's no more like those days interview, okay? Now technology plays a very important part. So social media 101, you must make sure that you have social media, and your social media, as what Dr. Geeta said, has to be clean, because I guarantee you nowadays your future employers will check your social media accounts to see what kind of character or behavior you have. So make sure you have a clean profile and it doesn't come across as someone who's naughty or someone who's very snotty or very harsh. So it doesn't show a negative impression. All right. And also it's very important that you should have the social media, because nowadays even companies are using social media to highlight any potential job vacancy, like Facebook, LinkedIn, even their Twitter. So always keep abreast with all these technologies that the potential employers use. And after doing all that, I strongly believe after you finish your interview and stuff, right, send a proper thank you. Okay, you can send a card. Do not send flowers, chocolate, nothing, just a card, or even a thank you card through email to tell them thank you for the opportunity, right? And then so on and so forth. So you just thank them that you're giving your opportunity to interview. Okay, so and then you can even say, then you can just say, I look forward to this job and hopefully whatever. So be nice and thank them, right? Because this will set you apart from your other candidates. Even if you do not get the job, right? Always send a thank you response or a card or an email, because what you can do is, I always strongly suggest people to do is, tell them thank you very much for the opportunity. If you do not get the job, just say, you can ask, are there any room where I can improve? If some of them will respond and tell that, oh, we think that you can improve on this aspect, then you can work on that before your next interview. Secondly is, when you send a thank you card and you'll be very nice, very professional, they will keep you in mind for their future work. In case they have future openings, you'll be the first one they'll come and contact. So even if you do not get the job, do not say, okay, I don't care, just leave it. Always send a thank you card. You never know when is the next job is going to pop up in that company. So it's very, very important. Okay, so these are all the steps that I think is required so that you are successful in your job interview. Now, what I want you to do is take time and reflect. What I want is, I'm going to show you some video clips, And I want you to just think about, would you or would you not hire this individual? Can you please give your answers in the chat group? Okay, so I'm going to share with you now one of the video, a very short video, and see, and then please put your answers in the chat session and see whether would you or would you not hire those individuals. Can you see the video? Okay, I'm going to play.
Sit around, please. Morning. Well, good morning. My name is Miss Owen. Thank you for joining me today for the interview. Did you find the place okay? Well, the traffic was unbelievable. And the parking here, I do not understand how you guys can park in here. So I'm so sorry for being a little late. Well, thank you very much for coming. I see that you have applied for our office assistant position, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about this position. The position is in our Allied Health Professions School. It has over 35 different academic programs, and they serve a variety of students as well as faculty across many different counties in New Jersey. This position would pretty much focus on the student interaction as well as dealing with the basic needs of our faculty and students. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Well, I have two beautiful children. I have a daughter that's 2 years old, and I have a son that he's 8. So I was very glad when you guys called me for this interview because I've been looking for a very long time. Great. I see from your resume that you have extensive experience working in an office setting. Do you have any experience working with students? Well, you see, I didn't really research your company as much, but I do work well with others. Tell me a little about your strengths and your weaknesses. Well, a lot of people say that I work well with others. Everyone says that. And I'm always at work every single day. I always make it here every day. I mean, when it comes down to my weakness, I would say that just sometimes, I'm saying all the time, but sometimes I am a little late just because I'm getting the kids ready for school in the morning, you know how that is. And I would say my computer skills, I'm lacking a little bit more knowledge on that. I should, I need a little more training when it comes down to that. But other than that, I'm fine. So what would your previous employer say about you? I mean, we had our differences, but at the end of the day, we got along, but I don't think he would say anything bad about me. I don't think so. Well, do you have any questions for me at this time? I think I'm fine. No, you know what? I do have a question in regards to my vacation time, my sick time that I paid. Will you be able to answer that for me? Well, those are questions that human resources handle, and they handle that later on down the line. Any other questions for me? Not really. I mean, will you guys be calling me back anytime soon, or? Yes, we'll be in touch. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
All right, so what do you think? Would you or would you not hire this individual? You can share in the chat session. Okay, so yeah, so some of you, some of your response will say that usually it's no, yes. We would not hire this individual because what she did was basically what we have just discussed, the don'ts, right? When she come in, she was late, right? And she just sat in, there were no positive impression. She extended her hand and she did not even shake hand and she just sat down, right? In a slouching position. And if you think about it, her dress attire is okay-ish, but actually it's a bit too much when you talk about a big chain and a big earrings, okay? That's secondary. But most important is how she come across as someone you can't remember because she just give you a very short answer, which is not relevant. And it's nothing that really tells her about why she is the best fit. You have to remember when you're in a job interview, it's not your CGPA or how great you are, but they want to find the best person that can fit into their company, not the best or the smartest person with a higher CGPA. No, the best individual to fit in their company because they want to work with you. So your CGPA, your greatness or whatever is just to secure your job interview. Once you're at the seat of the interview, your personality sells you. So you sell yourself, you sell the skills that you need. So what she did was, basically she just asked the wrong questions. How much do I get paid? And then what is your weaknesses? She talked about, oh, I come sometimes late. When you talk about weaknesses, you can address your weaknesses, but always say, okay, let's say my weaknesses is, yeah, I have problem in having what is this, presentation communication during presentation. However, I have already been addressing these weaknesses. I've attended classes, I've attended some forum where I can improve my presentation skills. So you can address your weaknesses, but then you have to always say that what are you doing to address those weaknesses, so it shows that you are taking a proactive role. Okay, so these are all the don'ts. Body language is very bad. She was slouching and looking and frowning and all that kind. It sends a wrong vibe. Can you say that the moment you just see the person in individual, her job was already gone even at the first few seconds when she just sat down without even shaking hands. So very important to set the right tone before your interview. Now we look at another video and tell me whether are you going to hire this person or not. Okay, can you see this video? Okay.
Good morning. I'm Tamara Hamilton, and I'm here for my interview. Hi, Tamara. Nice to meet you. I'm Stephanie. Thank you. Well, Tamara, what position are you interviewing for today? I'm actually interviewing for your human resource assistance position. Very good. And where did you see this job posted? I actually saw it in the Oregon, Texas database. I matched up to it in my profile. Great. That's very exciting. Well, thank you for being here today. Tell me, if you would, a little bit about your human resource background. Well, I spent the last 21 years in the United States Air Force as a human resource assistant, and I actually recruited and interviewed individuals to come into the United States Air Force. Very good. Well, let me ask you a question. When you're interviewing someone for a job, what qualities are you looking for? I'm actually looking for qualities more so that deal with teamwork, ability to attention to detail, and see if they can work by themselves at times. We know that all times they won't be able to, but the ability to take self-initiative and to work alone. Okay. If you would, tell me how many times you think in, say, a 6-month period it's okay to be late to work. 6-month period. Now, coming from the United States Air Force, we know there are times being late. We give you 3 strikes. 3 times in a 6-month. 3 times in a 6-month period. And normally you have processes and procedures that you will follow up with those lateness. For instance, if you're going to be late, we've already told you ahead of time what you need to do to ensure that your supervisor or whoever's in charge knows why you're being late. Good, okay. What would your previous coworkers say about you? If you went to talk to your last job and said, tell us about Tamara, what would they say is your greatest quality? Easy to get along, bubbly attitude, means business, wants to get the job done. Okay. What would they say is the thing that Tamara needs to do a little better? We all have those things we can improve upon. What's the thing that you're working on? Coming off or not coming off so harsh with an individual things like if you make a mistake, you know, why did you make the mistake, and try to find out the root problem of it and then teach them better so it doesn't happen again. Okay. What do you think it takes to be a good employee? A good employee, showing up to work on time, being there as a team member, knowing your job. If you don't know the job, ask questions. Don't sit there like a monologue and not ask the questions. And I truly believe in taking self-initiative, you know, to bring something to the table. Okay. Well, Tamara, do you have any questions of me? Well, one question I do have of you, and I was just was reading some information last week, is how many people or how often have you had to fill this position as human resource assistant?
This position has had one person in for the last 4 years, and she actually has a husband who's relocating out of the area, and so she wants to follow him, and that's what's created this position that we're interviewing you for today.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions?
No, ma'am, sure.
Well, Tamara, thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate it. What I'm going to do is give you my card, okay? And if you have any questions that come up, please call me. And I expect that you're going to be hearing from us within the next day or two.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so as you can see, usually I think we do agree that she will get the job, right? Because she exudes confidence. You can see her smile and her eyes are full and vibrant with confidence, right? And the way she approached very systematically, and she always highlights her skills that she had when she was in the army, the Air Force, right? That will suit this future job that she's searching for, right? So this is the things that we always look out for. So use all, and her body language is very nice. Can you see when she answers, even she smiles, right? And she gives justifications and explanations to why she is giving you that answer. So this shows very professional and very way thinking, as well as when she asked, do you have any question? And she informed that I've been looking through the website and since last week, and she asked a very intelligent question regarding the company. So, and that's why they're very keen on getting her. So it shows that she is prepared for the interview. She really wants the job and she would be the best fit, right? So this is something that we have to think. So yes, we usually higher chances of you getting hired. All right, so I guess, yeah, we're going to just wrap up here because of time. So what I want to say now is basically, can you see my slides? Okay, now the take home message is, I just want you to realize, okay, that qualification is important, but most important thing now is, yeah, if you have a degree, doesn't mean that you have to work within those circumference or those region of your professional. You can expand more, okay? What you highlight is you have the degree qualification, but most importantly is what skills did you acquire in your qualification, right? So it can be directly from your academic qualification. It could be also from your activities that you do in colleges or any community services that you do. So those skills are very important. The World Economic Forum talks about the trend that they look for in future employees is skills, right? The 21st century skills, it talks a lot about these 4 C's. Critical thinking, creativity, because nowadays automation takes anything that is mundane. Whatever job that is mundane and repetitive will be automated. What they need is individuals who are creative and who can think critically. They do not need now people to know those jobs that they were interviewing 30 years ago, right? Those jobs, you know how to write, you know coordination, you know how to manage, you know how to read, you know how to write, all that kind of stuff. No, now they need skills. The other 2 skills is communication and also collaboration and networking. You have to collaborate, you have to have multidisciplinary approach and always gain skills. Even if you're waiting for your future job, just go to any job, get the skills that is needed, right? That you can't, okay, we always find our ideal job, but don't wait for our ideal job. Search other job while searching for our ideal job. And most importantly, these days, students or kids, your generation, you have to think about not only seeking job, but also being job creators. Because nowadays, there's not enough jobs to cater everyone who's coming out from the university. So think about you being entrepreneurship. That's why we have entrepreneurship courses, right? You are the one who's going to create job for others. Take and learn all the skills. There's no harm. Example, YouTubers are doing very well. When you are in a YouTuber, imagine someone comes, YouTuber, you cover almost everything. time management, delivery, your likes, your subscribers, your marketing. It covers all. So it shows all that kind of skills. So you always create jobs as well. So always think that you are, now we cannot think that we have to always go and work in the government, work in the private. Try doing that as well. Get the skills. In the end, create jobs. So you be your boss of your own job, your future job. So it's very important. So before I end, Dr. Geeta, would you like to add anything as a take-home message?
No, maybe we can hear from them if they have any question.
Yes, Dr. So, Doctor, can you see the questions?
Yeah.
Like, someone said, hello, thanks for your sharing. I want to ask, what is the most appropriate way to ask about the salary?
Okay, so this, okay, this is a little tricky. Sometimes in certain companies, where you go for the first interview, if you're shortlisted and called for interview, they'll give you a form. In that form, they will ask you to write your details and also what is your expected salary like. So that's the platform where you can ask what are the expected salary. Yeah, that's one way. The other way, if there's no such thing, if they did not give you any form on the interview day, this is something that you can actually ask during the interview. At the end of the session, there are the panelists will be asking you if you have any questions. Please feel free to ask us. So that's the time where you can discuss or ask about salary. Yeah, don't go straight on jump about salary, but talk about something else, and then you ask about salary, because when you ask about salary first, that it sounds like you are under so much of desperation that you want to know what is the salary like. Don't show that. Ask. I'm sure there'll be a lot of other questions that you can ask first, and then go on with your salary question of salary. So if you want to nego about salary, this is done during the second interview. If there is any second interview or online interview, second online interview, this is where you can ask. Don't go and negotiate about your salary at the first instant, because that can turn off the recruiter or the employer. Yeah, that will be a platform where you'll be talking about salary. That's when you should be talking about salary. Yeah. Dr. Manraj, you want to add on?
Yeah, I think yes. Don't come across as you want. I know everybody talks about money, but yeah, do not make it as the main agenda, but put in like, okay, what do I expect from this job scope? What are the job description? So you tease into that salary mode, okay? So yeah, usually you don't ask, but if in case, because usually the interviewer wouldn't know much about salary, usually the HR department knows more about their salary. All right, so yeah.
There's also another question about salary here. Hi, I saw some website that recommend us to put the expected salary in the CV.
Usually I don't advise, because it changes, right? So usually just do not, because then you could send someone who's like suddenly, wow, good, but it's asking too much. Then what happens?
Yeah. Right? Please don't put sensitive things on the CV. Yeah. Because it can go, shared, it passes around. People tend to pass your CV, like for example, from one department to another department. So please do not put those kind of sensitive kind of information on your CVs. Yeah. Discuss this in person.
So someone asked that if your interviewer asks about your expected salary, that's why I say always do your homework. Roughly, Glassdoor will tell you an average price. So you just give an average price. They want to see how realistic you are. But usually, very rarely, they ask how much do you expect for the salary, right? Yeah. And then another one question would be, if I send in multiple job application and I got accepted more than once at the same time, what should we do? Well, my advice is you are very good, congratulations. However, be professional and be ethical. You decide which job you want, and straight away reject those who are not, and thank them and tell them I've already got a job, but thank you for the opportunity. So you give other people the chance to get it.
Yeah, notify.
Don't dwell too long on it. right? And see, so you do your homework and give a very quick response, and humbly decline those offers of the others, okay? But still thank them. Very important.
Yep, that's right. I agree. Please notify them if you're not if you're turning down the offers, because this then will give others a chance to get a job that you decline.
Yeah. If you have any more questions, do not hesitate to email Dr. Geeta or myself, right? You can email us and we'll try to assist. And even you can ask the TD office, the Timbalan Dekan's office, for any assistance, and they can direct you to us as well.
Yeah,
So
and also I just want to add on one thing. If you get offer from some company and you're not taking the offer, yeah, as we mentioned just now, please notify them, and please don't burn down the bridges, because you never know. You know, some industry is very small. People know each other very well. So if you don't do it ethically or professionally, you know, you probably get a bad name, or not will be considered not professional. This, you know, after all, you're dealing with human, you know, people can have feelings, and this is very important. Please don't burn any bridges. You probably need them later in life. So be nice to everybody, thank them, say sorry, and move on.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Raj and Dr. Geeta. Okay, so since we have another session after this, we have to end this session. So after this, we will have a session with Dr. Seri Narti and Dr. Sharifah Sakinah on how to prepare and adapt to into entering working life. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Raj and Dr. Geeta.
thank you.
Right, Nisa, Hadirah, I think you can answer.
Assalamualaikum. Hi. Good evening. Hi, Puteri.
Hi, Nisa.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. So, Geeta and
Hello.
Dr. Seri Narti is.
I'm sorry, but I can't hear you, Puteri. Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Or not yet? Nisa, I think you should find a more quiet place because I had like background voice. It's quite noisy there. Okay, kepada semua ya yang menonton webinar ini, we will start maybe like 5 minutes more. Okay, so jika anda ingin ketandas atau ingin meminum air, boleh berbuat demikian. Ya, sementara kita menunggu panelis yang akan masuk selepas ini.
Hello.
So yeah, I think it's better now.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, yes, sorry, I'm having a... Hello?
Hello? Hello, Nisa, can you hear me? Alamak, macam mana ni? Okay.
Maybe Puteri Hekal can actually start first, kan? Dan nanti Nisa boleh masuk kemudian, so that we don't have to waste our time.
Oh, I don't want like coffee session lah. I moderate, I panel. There will be.
Yeah.
Also can, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's very
Doctor.
informal. Malam minggu some more. Yeah, we should make it light and easy. Okay, hands on to you guys.
Okay. Question. Okay, our next moderator is having a problem, so it's okay. So I would like to invite Dr. Seri and Dr. Sharifah to do a coffee talk on how to adapt in working life. Okay, so I leave the stage for the doctors to share. Thank you.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and good evening. So I hope you all fine and enjoy the Geeta and the Manraj session just now. Macam mana so far? Okay. Hopefully now you are more ready to enter the working world lah, insyaAllah. So first of all, thank you Puteri for at least moderating this session lah. Okay. So previous session is more technical, so you have to understand the do and don'ts kan. So however we're going to do this session more relaxed lah, casual and santai. Dr. Sharifah?
Yeah, santai saja.
In fact, I don't actually prepare any slides, so we'll do it more
Correct.
like coffee and teh tarik session lah. If you have any question, do drop in the chat box, Dr. Sharifah, and I will address it later lah. Okay? So the first question actually I got from the Nisa actually, our initial moderator.
Hello?
Nisha.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
So do I
Can you
go
hear
on
me?
or you want to moderate? Be a moderator for this session. So the first question, what is the most prominent difference between studying and working life based on experience? So that question. Before I answer this, bear in mind that there is no right or wrong answer to this question because each of us have different background, a way of living, different financial status, so you should not compare. But you may take note and learn something from it lah. So my colleague used to tell me how they actually miss university life and how awesome it was for them. As for me, the answer, yes and no. Yes, because I did enjoy my uni years. Everything was constructive, you know what to do, very clear path. I also enjoy doing some funny, silly thing with my friends. And my lecture were all great and awesome. No, because no, because my financial status was not so good as a student. So I remember actually doing part-time, doing my degree as a data entry in the Faculty of Engineering, earn about 25 ringgit an hour, something like that lah. So a month I get like 300, cukup lah untuk lunch and dinner kan. So during that time I was juggling between study and working. Remember right after anatomy class, shoot to engineering. Okay, enough. So now we're talking about the differences between studying and working. So first, in the university, the lecturers will spoon feed you, right? With all the information, kan? Tell you what to do for assignment, for example, what the topic is, the length, the format, the deadline. So working life, betul. Working life is totally different. Totally different, yes. Yes, you will be taught how to find information during the first few months, during orientation kan, induction, to familiarize. After that, you are on your own. You need to be independent, okay? I give you example as a lecturer lah. So there's no way your superior will tell you what to do in detail. They will only tell you a basic thing. For example, to make it clear, a research grant application. So they will only blast an email to everybody. Grant for cancer application is open. That's it. That's it. Okay? So they don't ask you to apply. They don't. It's all up to you. You want to apply, you apply. Okay? There's no direct instruction. So you have to think your own what the topic is, what is the method you're going to use. You have to select your team member. If it's required ethic, you have to apply for the ethic, which lab you're going to use, the amount you're going to request. So everything on your own. Okay, that's the difference between university and working. Okay, so the next one that I would like to point, you will actually deal with different people from different background, age, qualification, culture. Therefore, it will be easy for people that have a good socializing skills and have experience dealing with people. So you should not limit yourself to your own age group, qualification, gender, or race. You should not, okay? So because there is a lot of knowledge that you can learn from other people. If you're dealing with a sleeping member during assignment, kan, masa uni year, it's a drag, right? Try working with one. Seriously, you will know. Okay, the next one, the responsibility are different, okay? In uni, you stay up late, too tired to make it to the class next day. You could skip and get note from your friends. True, you did that. So during university, you can always depend on your smartest member for assignment. Okay, but you never do that when you are working because your job performance matter. And it actually will make a difference for the company's success, okay? So the next one, when you're actually dealing with people, you feel it challenging, right? So in university, you can always find friends, right? With similar attitude, yang sekepala, sama wavelength, betul? If you don't like some of them, you can just avoid. But not when you are working, no, dear friend, cannot. In working life, there's various of people with various attitude that you will have to tolerate. You work together and work together. You have to deal with these people from different walk of life. You have to be sensitive to everyone. Remember, everyone, including you, have strengths and weakness. Okay, last point for difference between studying and working, definitely lah, financial stability. Betul tak, Dr. Sharifah?
Betul. Financial stability is important, really.
Kan? So for the next question, Nisa nak masuk ke for the next question for Dr. Sharifah?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Nisa. How's
the
connection?
So the next question is for Dr. Sharifah. But first of all, sorry, let me introduce myself. My name is Hadirah, and I'm a physical biomedical student. I'm so sorry I have internet problems and I can't hear all of you actually. So I'll try to hear you mimic. So this question is for Dr. Sharifah. How would students adapt to this situation actually?
Okay, hi all. Good evening. Okay, so before we start, before I start, I'd like to, first of all, I would like to express my gratitude, to the organizer of the VCF, Virtual Career Fair, and Dr. Seri, right, for inviting me to this forum. Okay, so this is actually a good platform, right, to have an informal discussion, and on how to prepare yourself, for the working life. So let's go back to the questions, since we are now somewhere in 9:30. So beginning a career, to be honest with you, beginning a career can be scary, okay? Well, it can be exciting at the same time, all right? But the idea of having a life-changing transition, okay, it can be quite uncomfortable. Why? Because you are very familiar, you are very comfortable with your normal habits, okay, and you have to change it, all right? So it can be very comfortable, okay, at the same time. Okay, so first of all, what you should do, set your mind. Now, this is a very important thing. Set your mind, okay, set your mind that what you are going to face next. All right, so tell yourself as many times as possible, okay, that you'll be doing great. All right, set your mind, but keep it open, okay, to any possibility. That's the first. Okay, the second, you have to also accept everything is going to change. This is another thing. Okay, why is that? Because when you wake up the next morning, okay, when you're ready to go for work, okay, you have to get up early mornings. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, you cannot tell your superior, you cannot tell your boss, you cannot tell your employer that you are late because you overslept. Can you do that? No, it's a big no. Don't do it. Okay, and you will see different faces. Okay, the one that's so not familiar, right? You'll have different colleagues. Okay, and of course you will hold big responsibility. Okay, just like what Dr. Seri said, no one will tell you what to do. Okay, and your supervisor or your boss won't tell you what size phone you should use. Okay, what type phone you should use. Okay, all is on your own. All right, and next, what else you should adapt? Okay, do not compare yourself with your friends. This is a very important point. Okay, now, you know, it's like a fish, okay, who wants to compare itself with an elephant, okay, wondering when I can be big and strong just like the elephant. Is that possible? No, isn't it? All right, so I do understand that social media right now is just at the tip of your finger. All right, so you might want to browse through your friend and see and compare how your friend's doing. All right, some students, okay, some of you, all right, you have more pressure, okay, if you see your friends doing better. Okay, believe me, okay, you're gonna feel that, all right? So just don't, okay? Always remember that you are unique, all right? Even before you are born, okay, you've already been designed uniquely, okay, signed, sealed, and delivered to your parents. So what does it mean by unique? Okay, unique means, okay, you have your very own pace to catch up. Okay, you have your very own way to climb up, okay? So do not compare yourself. But that doesn't mean, okay, you cannot catch up with your friends. I mean, that doesn't mean you cannot have reunions with your friend. Okay, catching up is good. Okay, having something to inspire is also good. Okay, but just don't compare yourself with your friends. Okay, so that's another thing. All right, and also try not to be intimidated. Okay, why? You see, you are at a new surrounding. Okay, you want to adapt yourself, okay, to the new surrounding. So you have to see everything as an opportunity, right? So if your boss asks you to handle a task, for example, take up the challenge. Okay, you see, if you want to grow and you want to success, you have to start somewhere. Okay, so how you want to start it? Start by taking the challenge. Okay, once you start taking the challenge, you will see, you will soar upward. Okay, you will soar forward. All right, and also be patient and persevere. Okay, so this is another point. Okay, so you're about to have your first job, probably on the first day. Okay, you might not be given the task that you like. Okay, you might be given some admin work. Okay, that you might be thinking, oh, this is not the one that I'm applying for. All right, okay, but don't rush into it. All right, your employer maybe wants you to familiarize things. Okay, so do not put pressure on things that you will definitely be there. All right, so I do have several more points, okay, but the one that I've mentioned, okay, they are, I think, the most important. That's in my opinion. All right, okay, so Nisa, let's go to the next question.
All right, okay, thank you so much to Dr. Sharifah. So I hope all of you got the points. You have to be patient, and sometimes you don't get the job that you want at first, so then you have to adapt to it. So the next question will be for Dr. Sri. So the question is, would it be hard to go through the transition from the studying life, like we've been studying since we were small, but then suddenly we have to change to the working life? Like, is it hard to go through that?
My answer, you will be fine. You will be fine. Don't worry too much, okay? I understand this is your biggest fear, the actual reason why you actually worried, okay? You just mask it with either, oh, I'm lack of skill, tak bersedia, macam-macam asan, really kan? But trust, you will be okay. So when you enter your new workplace, find a mentor. That's first thing. Okay, someone that you can always refer to. It helps, trust me. Make a friend. Remember, networking is important, very important indeed. And never stop learning, okay? Especially if you want to succeed in your industry, because it will give you a skill to start a job, but not what you need to make it to retirement, okay? Remember that. And then the world actually move faster. If you bound to get, you will left behind, okay? So you have to keep up. So I don't know whether your generation actually know about Nokia. You know or not about Nokia? It's actually very famous telecommunication. No kan? Tak tahu kan? You don't know?
Younger generation for sure.
You tahu ke?
Nisa tahu ke? Nisa tahu?
Nisa tahu? Nokia? They
The
don't.
one that if you throw from the upper floor to the down floor,
so never mind.
it
So
will-
it's okay. So the take home note is actually translation is very important. You have to adapt, you have to evolve. If you don't, you will leave behind. Okay, you will left behind. Okay, that's it for me. Back to you, Nisa.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sri. So that's it. You have to make friends and you have to go transition. And remember, to all attendees, you will be okay. Okay, so we move on to the next question for Dr. Sharifah. So when graduates enter the working life, what should they prepare for it?
Well, this question is quite tricky, okay? It can be a preparation before you've got any offer, or it can also be after you've had a job offer. Okay, well, let's look at both. Okay, so how can you prepare yourself when you are about to enter the working life? So first of all, pay special attention to your CV. So I'm not going to elaborate this more, okay? Because you've just had, okay, the interesting session before this, okay, with Dr. Geeta and Dr. Manraj. So I'm not going to elaborate more, but why do you have to pay special attention on your CV? Simple, because the CV speaks for you. Okay, you cannot speak for the CV unless you've got to go for the interview. Okay, but first the CV speaks for you. Okay, so I believe that you've listened, okay, to the previous session, okay, on the do's and the don'ts. Okay, so just pay attention on that. Okay, so always remember, those who wants to hire you, okay, for a job, okay, he or she has several CV to go through. All right, just for one position. All right, so if you want your CV to stand out from others, pay special attention to the CV. And then, of course, the interview. Okay, but that will come after you've been selected. Okay, and then next, what else? Take advantage of the technology. Okay, make sure your profile is up to date and professional. See, new technologies, okay, have made finding work easier and enjoyable. All right, so use the website platforms. Okay, what are they for? Okay, they are for you. All right, use that website platform. Okay, the best example is LinkedIn. Does everyone has this LinkedIn account? Do you have any?
You must, for all students.
Yes. Okay, other than Facebook, okay, Facebook, you also should have the LinkedIn. Okay, nowadays students, graduates, you semua banyak what? Twitter, Instagram. Okay, you should register. After this, go and register for LinkedIn. All right. Okay, and then follow me. There, yes, Dr. Oh, thank you. Okay, then
follow me too.
Yes, follow me. Thank you. Okay, and as previously mentioned, okay, make sure your social media account is clean and professional. Yes, that's important. All right. And then next, what else? Networking. Okay, now for this networking, to be honest with you, you don't have to be in the professional world, okay, for you to start the networking. You can start now. Okay, you can really start now. Okay, how? You've done a lot of community services, isn't it? Okay, I believe that all department you have these community services. Okay, what else? You also attended several events, okay, such as seminar, conferences, okay, and you also have done some field work, correct? Okay, you've done your industrial training, okay, so you can actually eye, okay, for the potential employer, okay, that is in your interest, okay? And you also can touch up, okay, your professional skills. Now, what does it mean by professional skills? Good communication, being able to creatively solve problems, and you should also have the self-motivated, okay, so that you can stand out from the rest. But remember, all in all, okay, when you've got a job and when you're about to ready to enter the job, will always remember the best thing you should prepare when entering the working life after you've got a job is your mental and your physical stability. Why? Because these are the best factors, okay, that will help you to feel less pressure, less anxiety, okay, and ready to face the new challenge, all right? By keeping the mental and physical stable, you can actually keep, okay, the positivity flow through your mind, okay, and trust me, you will love your job, okay, inshallah. All right, so back to Nisa. Nisa, are you there? Having internet problem again?
Nisa ni.
Sian, the internet cancik semua.
Okay. So,
can I moderate? Help Nisa to moderate then.
yes, please, Raj.
Okay, someone asked a question. How do you deal with a senior colleague or workers that try to belittle you and always argue with your instruction?
Dr. Sharifah, please.
Yes, what's that? Again, sorry, Dr.
How
Manraj.
do you deal with a senior colleague or workers that try to belittle you and argue with your instructions?
Well, actually, okay, this exists in most of the companies, okay. Many workers, okay, will have this kind of problem, okay, especially when you are fresh,
Yes.
you just enter, okay, for a job, okay. So what I can say is that try to ignore it, okay. Obviously, you cannot take up fight, okay, because obviously something else will come up later, okay. They are seniors, okay, and of course, respect must be there, all right. However, you see, when I talk about respect, it's not like they can belittle you and keep on doing that, all right. So when it becomes unbearable, you cannot control it anymore, I think the best thing is report it, okay. That is the best thing to do, okay. When you can no longer negotiate with those kind of people, okay, you can no longer ignore it and they start having this physical abuse, okay. So the best thing is to report to the HR. Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So basically,
like to add?
I would actually suggest for professionally lah, better for whoever the person is to actually face to face, slow talk, ask what is the problem, so you can actually solve among each other before it became a big problem.
A big problem, yes. Okay, but if you can no longer negotiate, okay. So meaning that slow talk doesn't work. Okay, so I think you should take further action. Okay.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Oh, thank you. So moving on to the next question. This is a bit lighter. This person asked a question. I'm a very shy person. How do I mingle with my co-workers? And my co-workers who will usually be more older than I am.
This is so cute. Kak Seri, would you like to answer the question?
Okay, everyone has their punya own strength and weakness, okay? So start a conversation. I know it's hard for some people, but try start and be you, because you will be in the company for so long, okay? Don't pretend to be somebody else, okay? Just be you and then say hi. It will flow naturally. It'll come naturally after that.
I think start with some light topics. Okay, I know some people, they're very shy. It's so hard to even start to say hi. Okay, but you see, as what Dr. Seri said, okay, entering working life, okay, you have to face a lot of challenges. Okay, so that's it. Just now, take up the challenges. So if you are shy, okay, what is your first challenge? What is your first challenge? Say hi. Hello, my name is, okay. So start with that. All right. So inshallah, when you start with that, okay, you will definitely feel less shy, okay, and you can definitely mingle around. Okay, start with light topics, okay, topics that you are very comfortable to discuss with. So I think that might work, inshallah.
The next question I have here, what should graduates expect when entering the working life? What should they expect? Okay, so I have actually to say that you have to remember that your network become more diverse, okay? So because majority people you meet in uni are about the same age, kan? Betul tak? You have similar goals, sama position, all students, you priority is actually classes, assignment, kan? Campus group. So working life is actually different. You mix and mingle. We just discussed this is actually with co-worker, colleague of all age and background. Different set of priority, betul tak? Some have children to take care of. Kita tak ada, we don't think, we don't know their pressure. Some single parents. Okay, you have to think, you have to expect this when you enter a working life. Others maybe have different lifestyle outside of work. Okay, this may affect their work life. So we as a newcomer have to understand the perspective and priority of our co-worker. We have to understand their background. For example, for single parents, the pressure difference. Okay,
correct.
So yeah, kan? So
correct.
What I can tell you is that your colleague can teach you more than uni teach you. Okay.
So it's the experience that important.
Yeah,
okay? The experience that you can never get, okay, when you are in the university. Okay, experience you can never be bought with the money.
Alright, so thank you, Sharifah, and thank you, Seri. Yeah, I'd just like to add on as well. The difference between study life and working life is when you're in working life, you have to become more responsible.
Correct.
You don't have a certain safety net mechanism like how you are in study life. In study life, you have a safety net. In real life, there's no safety net. So responsibility is very important. I got one question. Yes, working life, it looks very hectic. How do you have a balanced working life and a personal personal life? Is it important to have a balance between the work life and a personal life?
Okay, so working life is challenging, yes. Interesting, yes. Boring, never for me. As a lecturer, I don't have time actually to feel bored. I do new thing, meet new people every day. So if you ask me, maybe it's depending on what the job is, like. So in the case, back to Dr. Manraj question, working life, kan? So I will suggest try find work-life balance, okay? The concept of work-life balance can be misleading. Selalu yang I dengar is refer to career success. But by definition of work-life balance, it's spending equal part of your time between work and non-work
life. Yes,
life.
correct.
But I would actually suggest another thing. Instead of we try to find work-life balance, why don't we looking for work-life satisfaction? Okay, shifting from balance to satisfaction, because work-life satisfaction is unique to each person. I might be different from Dr. Sharifah, might be different from Dr. Raj, okay? Because it's very subjective. Someone who has many demands on their plate can have a happy and successful life, walaupun technically their life out of balance.
Correct.
So yeah, instead of work-life balance, I will suggest work-life
satisfaction. Correct.
Okay, well, so very good. So yeah, not work-life balance, but work-life satisfaction. Be happy in both aspects.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So
I think happiness is important. The key is happiness. Okay.
Happiness
no, I think for working life, not just happiness, mental, health and happiness.
Health and happiness. Yes.
Very important.
I got another question, very interesting. What happens at, I don't know, whether should I just work, now I'm in the 4th year, should I work or should I continue further studies? I can't decide.
You like research? If you like research, further.
If you like research, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to add on it. Yes, if you are interested in, when you are thinking about whether should I find a job or you find a research, right? You have to really think about it. Are you going to be invested in research, especially in research? Because it will be unfair to think as research as a plan B. If you do not get a job, you're just going to research because it pays you money, right? One thing that is unethical, because it's unethical to yourself, because you're not interested, but you're just forced to do it because you want the money. It's unfair to the supervisor, because they are putting hopes, right, on you, and they invest their time and effort in creating and designing you to be a future researcher. But if you're not invested in it, it's just a plan B. There are people, I think there are these kind of students as well. They do not have a very balanced research and life satisfaction, if you know what I mean. So don't treat research as a plan B, but think about it, how careful, whether do you want to work. There's no harm in working and then coming back to research, right? And then investing in it. So I think, yeah. Anything else?
Further study can be very subjective, because I met this one person. Okay, she's a biomedical science. She's from biomedical science, so she's very interested in pursue, like taking other field. Okay, not research. Okay, meaning that just have some double degree. All right. So further study can be, as I said, okay, it can be very subjective. So it totally depends on what you want to do next. Okay, what is your objective? All right. If you think that further study is just a substitute, okay, of, since you cannot find a job, okay, you just want to go you just want to do some further study. Okay, so I think you have to rethink. Okay, so that is the most important thing. Okay, but if you're really interested, okay, to further study, okay, so that will be deep in different category. All right. Okay.
Okay, so thank you very much. Another very interesting question. Let's say we have different companies have different work culture, right? Let's say this company here, the culture is employees can't go home until the boss starts to leave, even though working hours has end. How do we tackle this issue?
When you actually decide to become a family member of that particular company, you have to follow the rules. Okay, I remember that there is a.
It happens in Japan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They have very strong work ethic.
Well, I think before you apply for a job, okay, you should already know, okay, the culture of the company.
Yeah, the ethic of the company.
Yes, the ethic of the company. Okay, so I think it shouldn't be a problem when you apply the job, meaning that you are very serious and you want to take up the challenge. Okay, but if you can't challenge yourself, okay, and you think that the ethic or the culture of the company is too hard for you, okay, so I think don't apply for it. Okay, so that is the most important thing that you have to think and rethink. Okay, before you apply for a job, go for the look at the job, look at the company. Okay, read the introduction on the company, on the culture. You can actually browse, okay, everything about the company before you apply for a job in that particular company. Okay, that's true. Perhaps you want to add.
Yes, the simulation is like this. If you apply to be a policeman, so yeah, you have to, you know the rules, you have to follow. If you don't like it, be a teacher. For example,
yes,
there's a different job. So you can see each occupation have different ethic, different rules, different policy. So if you're ready to be a member of that particular company, so means you're ready to be one and follow everything.
Correct. If you cannot work more than 5 o'clock, okay, then make sure you find a job, okay, that suits with your working hours. Okay, I think that's the most important thing.
All right, thank you. My next question is very interesting. I think it hits home and it's very personal to us as well. I think we have gone through this, all right? So this question is, how about, doctor, how about if I have a target of what I'm going to do, but the reality doesn't go as what I have planned, how should I set my mind? Somehow I'm frustrated, but still never give up. Like you have targets and achievement that what you want to achieve, but it doesn't go as planned. How do you console yourself?
Okay, it depends. If you love what you are doing, you will enjoy. Whether you achieve your target or not, you will enjoy. Open to opportunities. Open to all new opportunity. Be adventurous. Don't give up. You will surprise where it could lead you. Okay,
Right.
that's my suggestion. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and do not lose hope. Okay,
Yes.
important. Do not lose hope. Okay, always remember that you have to also be patient, be flexible, be positive. All right, set your mind, as I said previously, set your mind, but keep it open, okay, to any possibility. Right, so the possibility may come in something that is good. Okay, it may also come in something that is not good, which you don't like it at all. All right, but as I said earlier, set your mind, but keep it open to any possibility. And always be positive. Do not lose hope. Okay, that is the important key. All right?
If I can add as well, yes. What you expect and what you want to achieve, right? It may not come as soon as possible as what you predicted, but persevere, right? Have the confidence. It might not go straight. It might take a big curve, but eventually you'll reach there, okay? Sometimes and also you have to think, life revolves, right? You can't really decide what is your happiness straight away or what you want to achieve directly. I'll give you my example. I was, after my biomed degree, personal, I was dead on, I want to do medicine. By hook or crook, the power in this world has to make me do medicine, but it did not happen, right? And then suddenly I went into this research field. And if you ask me today, would I want to be a doctor? I think no, because I can't stand doing repetitive work, coming and doing. I like the challenges in research because it's uncertainty, right? So yeah, there is a blessing in disguise by me not being a doctor. I never realized it at that moment in time. But if you ask me today, I will never change my position as a lecturer for to be a doctor. See, life is unpredictable.
Yes, I love my job as well. I won't treat it with anything else.
Okay, I'll see if there's any more question.
Oh. Well, Nisa is still having internet problem, perhaps. She's kind of disappeared through thin air.
Okay, there is one. One more topic here. I think this is quite specific. I know it's a bit out of the topic, but it's okay. This is what we want. It's casual, it's coffee. I would like to know if anyone of the panels knows about graduan.com website. From there, how should we know we will be notified? Is it the answers will be emailed, or how, as it has no message or notification alert in the website? Because I'm new to this. Graduan.com website.
I've never been in that website before.
Okay, neither have I, and I'm not sure, but get a contact of them and then send an email and ask for an update or whatever query that you have. There's no harm in doing that. I think, yeah, first line of defense, go and contact and email them and say what are the response, right? Or even if there's no email, call.
If there's any, but usually you can always email them.
Yeah. Email usually, yeah.
Usually they'll provide with the email address, so don't worry too much, okay? Just go and find the email address. It will help you.
Yeah, but usually they will notify you if you are selected.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Is that it? Any more questions or anything you would like to add, Dr. Seri and Dr. Sharifah?
Kak Seri, I do have some pending question ni.
Apa?
What shall graduate expect when entering the working life? Would you want to answer that one?
Expect. Okay. Remember when you are in the uni, kan? Group project matter in uni, but they really matter in the working world. Okay. If you fail a group project in uni, the worst bad grade. Betul tak? The worst bad grade, lower grade. In the real world, group project have a bottom line that attached to them. So you have to actually work well with your coworker lah. Okay, so that's for me, I think.
Okay, well, there's another question, this one. Okay, how should graduates maintain a healthy lifestyle when entering the busy working life? Well, perhaps I can answer this one.
Please.
Well, when you talk about what healthy lifestyle, okay, now when you talk about
answer this one before, the work-life balance, but you can add
the life balance, yes, the work-life, the one that you've mentioned, you rephrase it, work-life satisfaction.
Yeah.
Remember? Well, anyway, okay, how can you maintain healthy lifestyle? Okay, so first of all, you see, when you enter working life, okay, so first of all, you have to prioritize your time. Okay, this is important. Prioritize your time. Okay, well, you may have 100 documents, okay, landing on your table, all right, expecting you to finish them as soon as possible. But are you going to do them all at once? No. Okay, obviously no. Okay, it will take more than 24 hours a day, okay, to finish them all. So what should you do? All right, you categorize them, all right, urgent and important. Important but not urgent. Urgent but not important. Neither urgent nor important. Okay, so which one should you do first? Of course, the urgent and important. All right, so that's how you prioritize your time. So if you feel like, okay, you want to finish all those 100, okay, I bet that you're not going to go home. All right, probably for several days, okay, just to finish that 100 documents. All right, and then one more thing, know your peaks and troughs. Okay, this is important. Okay, for example, if you have been assigned a task on Monday, the deadline is on Friday. Now, when you are in your study life, you can do it. Okay, you'll definitely do on that Friday morning, right? Okay, but when you entering your working life, don't do that. Okay, if you've been assigned on Monday, the deadline is on Friday. Okay, trust me, if you do it at the very last minute, okay, you'll have so many other reports, paperwork that will land on your table, okay, within that Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday until Friday. Okay, so do as soon as it landed on your table. So I think that's important. And then what's next? Go for exercise. This is important. Okay, go for exercise. Okay, you cannot stuck yourself. Okay, you cannot starve yourself with work. Okay, your body, okay, needs some rejuvenation. All right, so go for exercise. And then what else? Establish healthy eating habits. All right, so I think this is very important. Okay, make sure you take care of the food, okay, that goes into your body, right? Because healthy food, okay, will give nutrition for your body. Okay. Okay, Raj, you can,
yes,
perhaps if you have any other question.
Yes, there's one question here. I'm interested in becoming a lecturer, but I do not want to do research. So is there any way of becoming a lecturer without doing research?
Darling, you have to know the KPI of the lecturer, of each
Correct.
That's my answer. The KPI is you have to produce a paper. How can you produce a paper if you don't like research? You have to have a certain amount of grant every year. If you don't like research, how can you apply the grant?
Yeah.
Okay, well, one more thing, okay, it also depends on which university that you want to be in. All right, there is also a university that do not require research, okay, as one of the KPI. We do have several, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
We do have several.
Public universities, if you are a lecturer, you have to be a researcher.
Okay, but I think that one is for RU.
Higher learning institution like colleges, they hire, they call it teaching fellows, which are lecturer. You don't do research.
Yes,
so
correct.
Yes. There are options. So you have to explore the options. But public universities, no, you have to do research.
No, yes,
other
okay,
higher
all research, yes.
learning institutions, IHL, higher, they have options of that as well.
Yes,
okay?
You have like Queen.
Nowadays,
Okay.
majority of those are tending to go into research as well.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think there's no more questions from the attendees.
We can close our session, good.
Okay, so yes, any one or two words just to wrap up everything. Dr. Seri and Dr. Pa.
I hope that all of you benefit from tonight's session, not just Dr. Sharifah and me session, but as well as Dr. Geeta and also Dr. Manraj session.
Manraj, yes.
So I also wish you best of luck. Okay, I know the last day as a student will be on the 24th, kan?
Betul.
Betul kan? 24th of August, if I'm not mistaken. So good luck, and I actually pray for your success in life. Best for whatever you do in life, okay?
Correct. Well, to be honest with you, okay, stop thinking that working life is hard. Okay, just be positive. All right. Well, just some idea. Okay, just some situation. I'd like to give you a situation. Okay, when you're about to enter the examination hall, okay, do you feel that you're going to answer some hard questions? Okay, you do, isn't it? Okay, you feel like so anxious. Oh my God, what will the question be? Okay, how hard it is going to be, isn't it? Okay, you will have that feeling. Okay, but when you are ready to answer the questions, okay, do you feel the question is hard? No, isn't it? Why? Because you are well prepared. Okay, so what I'd like to say here, if you are well prepared, okay, for the job you've been seeking or hunting, inshallah, God willing, you will feel less stress, less anxiety, and everything will just fall into places nicely and smoothly. Okay, but most important thing is prepare your mental, physical, okay, and remember the mindset. Okay, set your mind, okay, but keep it open to any possibility. Inshallah, you are good to go. Okay?
Yes, very nice. And I'd like to add as well, yes, do not be afraid, okay? Life is full of transition.
Correct.
You have gone through many transition. As a child, then you went into primary school, secondary school, then from secondary, you transition into university. You have learned to adapt. So this as well, you learn to adapt with preparation. So life is just about transition, and it's going to be full of transition. You are able to do that. Okay, you have everything in your power to do that transition. So believe in yourself and let's go forge ahead. All right. So before I give this closing session to Dr. Nisa, I just want to remind you, tomorrow there's another session whereby we look at, we're going to have a talk by people who are in the industry. So it's a very good opportunity tomorrow. Please do come, because this is where you can really ask questions from the industry, like, what do you expect from us, or what is your ideal candidate as an interview or whatever. So you have the chance to ask people from the industry what are required, what are the skills needed, and what impress them most of any interviewee. Yeah. So think about it. Do come tomorrow. I promise you it's going to be a very good session, as well as those who are interested in further studies, what are your options as well? Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to give the floor to Dr. Nisa for the closing session.
Thank you, Dr. Manraj. Thank you, Dr. Seri.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Sharifah and Dr. Sri. It was a very interesting session, and today we learned a lot, and I hope the attendees learned a lot of points on going on interviews and face the work life. Remember, be happy, your CV, and we'll move on with Dr. Nisa. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Sri, you are still there?
Yes, still here.
Okay. Would you like to talk to introduce to all students about Mr. Billy tomorrow?
Okay. To all students, tomorrow is the best opportunity for you to actually listen insight from the industry, because the one that we invited for tomorrow's session is a big name in the duo pharma. If you remember, our KJ, Khair Jamaluddin, okay, the Menteri has mentioned 2 companies that will actually do the fill and finish for vaccine COVID-19. And the speaker for tomorrow is actually one of the board member of that particular company. He has actually more than 30 years experience. So please come and ask questions to him. this is a golden opportunity to all of you. Make sure tomorrow join this virtual session, okay? Back to you, Dr. Nisa.
All right, thank you, Dr. Seri, for inviting Mr. Belief and introduce him to all of us. I'm so glad, and of course, I would like to thank my team for this a very good, awesome, awesome. What we call that VCF just now, Virtual Career Fair. Yeah, I quote from Dr. Sharifah for the abbreviation. Okay, see you tomorrow night. Have a good weekend ahead, everyone. Bye.